Prepare yourself for the ultimate journey into the unsettling world of horror cinema. From psychological mind-benders to shocking gore fests, these movies aren't for the faint-hearted. But stay tuned until the end to discover the most disturbing film on our list. I guarantee it'll leave you questioning if you can ever sit through a horror movie again. So are you ready to face the fear? Horror movies are designed to thrill and terrify us. Some films push the boundaries of fear, forcing us to confront the darker corners of our minds. Today, we're ranking the top 7 most disturbing horror movies. Each film on this list is a nightmare brought to life, uniquely disturbing in its own way, and each has carved its own sinister niche in horror cinema. Let's dive into the depths of horror, if you dare. Our first entry is Hereditary, directed by Ari Aster. This modern horror classic follows the story of the Graham family, whose lives spiral into terror after a series of tragic and supernatural events. The themes of grief, mental illness, and family trauma, Hereditary delivers bone-chilling horror that feels deeply personal. Known for its disturbing visuals and shocking twists, this film builds a slow burning tension that haunts viewers long after the credits roll. Many consider Hereditary to be one of the scariest films of the 21st century, for good reason. Next up is Martyrs, a French horror film directed by Pascal Maugier that's famous, or perhaps infamous, for its brutal and unflinching depiction of suffering. The story follows 2 women who are captured and subjected to unspeakable torture in a secretive cult's quest for transcendence. Martyrs explores themes of revenge, trauma, and existential horror. It's as psychologically intense as it is physically brutal, leaving audiences shocked and disturbed by the time the end credits appear. This one isn't for the faint of heart and has become a defining film in the new French extremity movement. Third on our list is Audition, a Japanese horror film directed by Takashi Miike. What starts as a slow-burn romance quickly devolves into a horrifying tale of obsession and revenge. The story centers on a lonely widower who holds a fatal audition to find a new wife, only to discover that his chosen candidate harbors dark, violent secrets. Known for its unnerving build-up and shocking final scenes, Audition is a psychological horror that's earned a reputation for pushing boundaries. Chilling and surreal imagery is unforgettable, making Audition a classic in disturbing horror. Moving on to a true classic, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, directed by Tobe Hooper. This 1974 horror film broke new ground with its raw, gritty aesthetic and terrifying realism. Following a group of friends who fall victim to a family of cannibalistic killers, this film created one of horror's most iconic villains, Leatherface. Despite his age, the relentless suspense and the serial terror of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre have kept audiences on edge for decades, and is often credited with setting a new standard for brutality in horror cinema. Lars von Trier's Antichrist is as disturbing as it is visually mesmerizing. This controversial film follows a grieving couple who retreat to a remote cabin in the woods after the death of their child, only to descend into madness and violence. Blending surreal imagery with psychological horror, Antichrist explores themes of guilt, grief, and the darker side of human nature. The film's graphic and unsettling scenes have polarized critics and audiences alike, making it one of the most controversial horror films of its time. The Babadook, directed by Jennifer Kent, is a psychological horror that uses a creature to symbolize the struggles of grief and mental illness. The story follows a mother and son who are terrorized by an ominous presence after reading a mysterious children's book. Rather than relying on gore or shock, the Babadook disturbs through its exploration of depression and parental resentment. The film's haunting atmosphere and compelling characters make it both terrifying and emotionally resonant. And finally we reach a Serbian film, a title that remains infamous even among hardcore horror fans. Directed by Shervan Kosojevic, this Serbian movie follows an aging adult film actor who was drawn into a depraved underworld of exploitation. Its scenes are so graphic and controversial that a Serbian film has been banned in multiple countries. This film's disturbing nature lies in its extreme content and dark social commentary, making it one of the most challenging films to watch, and an unsettling end to our list. So there you have it, 7 of the most disturbing horror movies ever made, from the psychological terror of Hereditary to the extreme brutality of a Serbian film. These movies each bring a unique and terrifying perspective to horror. They leave us with questions, they provoke strong reactions, and most importantly, they push the boundaries of what we expect from the horror genre. Which of these disturbing horror movies have you seen, and do you think we've missed any? Let us know in the comments below, and if you're ready for more horror, check out our other videos on the most spine-chilling urban legends and paranormal tales. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the darker corners of the genre. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.